This brief presidential visit was designed to reassure the mayors of the nation's cities. They have been very fearful that the budget cuts he's been considering will strike most heavily at the programs that make their communities viable. Governor Teasdale, possibly stung by the criticism when he failed to greet Mr. Carter a few weeks ago at Kansas City, was on hand this morning, as were Senator Eagleton and Congressman Gephardt and Young. The 3,300 League of Cities delegates in the convention hall gave Mr. Carter a standing ovation and were treated to several small quips about St. Louis, the only light note in a rather grim speech.
I received the congratulations and interest of my own family. Amy said that when I got to St. Louis, I would find not only a beautiful city, but one of the finest zoos in the world. My brother Billy pointed out there's one of the largest breweries in the world here.
The president urged these city officials to boycott businesses that refuse to join the anti-inflation fight. Then, in a few words, the heart of his speech, a warning coupled with a reassurance.
But there will be little money for new initiatives next year. It will be an austere budget. However, I promise that the cities will bear no more and no less than a fair share of budget restraint.
These mayors and the other city officials from the 50 states were much encouraged with that assurance that they would not be asked to bear the heaviest share of the cuts as Mr. Carter pares down the budget in the interest of inflation.
We need an opportunity for input, and if we have an opportunity to say where we think cuts ought to be made, I think that's as much as the city representatives can ask for.
We were assured quite explicitly that he would be even-handed in his examination of the federal budget.
My feeling is that we were a little like a man on death row who has gotten a reprieve, but I must say we did not get a pardon. The fact is that what we've been told is no decision has been made on some of the most critical questions that affect mayors and affect the cities.
The budget still is in a very early stage. The president left the mayors today still very much concerned about which particular domestic programs will feel the axe the most heavily. But now they feel they have his assurance. They will not be devastated by a meat axe approach to aid to the cities. And they look forward with somewhat less apprehension to the budget that he'll submit to Congress in January. And so today in St. Louis, President Carter won their support for his anti-inflation drive, a drive he obviously is deeply committed to, in return for his promise to make the budget cuts apply across the board. Chris Condon, Channel 5 News at the Convention Hall.